good! Beer is good! Beer is good! Let's go drink some beer! 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 Beer!
Guys, Monday, and it's been Monday. It's been a really good Monday all around. That was extreme sarcasm, but let's try to show a positive attitude. Okay, it's not working. Let's drink beer instead. What are we looking at today? Well, we're looking at something I'm really looking forward to trying. Founders KBS, a flavored stout. Flavored with chocolate and coffee and aged in oak bourbon barrels. And I know it's been crazy busy. I know I'm behind on comments, but this one is 70 IBUs and it is 11.2%, and the cap looks something like that. Yeah, let's drink it. Why not? Yeah, I'm not even sure how limited of a run this is, but I'm sure Neil, Evil Neil 187. Well, I think he put it out on Facebook, so it's not like I'm giving a trade secret away, but I really feel bad. Two of my good YouTube friends are hurting units for two different. Not their unit is hurting. Well, if it is, I don't know about it and I don't want to. But starting with Neil, you know, after how could life get any better than coming up here and hanging with me for the weekend and drinking beer and shooting and then getting to take the damn thing home with him, only to find out that they don't have enough business at work, and they basically let them know that unless something changes, they're gonna have to lay them off. So that sucks. I wish there was more I could do for you, Neil. Just don't use the AR for a life of crime. I recommend methamphetamines. No, I'm just kidding. And those losers, as a side note, I'm really sick of those people. You can't buy shit these days without having to sign this or sign that because somebody has made meth out of it. I thought the person was crazy. I went to my local a Petco to get a pH lowering powder because fish pee, ammonia, the pH level goes up. They're, as a preemptive strike, they're not selling it anymore because somebody made meth out of it. I'm like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do for maintaining my fish? I'm going to lose all my fish because of a meth head? Thankfully, the local place, World of Fish, thank God that someone's got some balls because Petco doesn't. Tiny little ones, and then they cut them off. Sorry, I digress. And the other one, my best wishes and a fast recovery go out to Jim Haboob 308. Had a medical thing, went to the hospital, said he was about to have a medical seizure or something, and they didn't believe him. Well, lo and behold, it happened, and they ended up breaking his shoulder. Yeah, the hospital broke his shoulder while trying to sedate him if they would have just listened to him in the first place. And now it looks like on top of all that, they're going to have surgery on it. So a speedy recovery to my good friend Jim Haboob 308. More like-minded thinkers. I was really hoping that Jim was going to be able to make it to the shoot this year, which he was planning on, and now it looks like that's probably not going to happen. Because that is a very long and very painful recovery. So sorry, it's poor. Sitting here smelling it. There's nothing but the bottle open. Not exactly a whirlwind for carbonation, but still has some. And unless unless Neil shook this the whole way here, we know that this is fresh and I know you told me, Neil, but I think the whole Booker's took away some short-term memory. I don't remember how of a limited run this is, but if memory served, you had to you know, get in line in order to get your hands on a few. So just big roasted smells. Coffee and the chocolate. Okay, so cheers, you guys. The best for both of you. Recovery and work. Or maybe just work will happen and you won't have any downtime. Me personally, that's just not happening. As a matter of fact, one of my buddies called, our fabrication foreman, and he's like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a 40-hour week. It's been a long time. I'm like, that's awesome. Cheers. Thank you, Obama, for 990 days until we flush the shit out of the office. Let's just hope that whoever's in there will have a little bit more respect for the Constitution and what America is really about. But, you know, when you don't even have an American as president, what do you expect? Uh-oh. Wow. I would say this is a lot like the worldwide stout, you know, minus 6% of alcohol, but it has a lot of the same kind of characteristics as the worldwide stout, not as kind of that little rush of the alcohol, but it's like all those characteristics but with the bourbon. And you actually, unlike some that say it's in there and you're like going, maybe, this one is very obvious, the bourbon barrel, because it definitely has a bourbon flavor to it. And the thing is it's not real overwhelming, but it is seriously obvious. I mean, if you had this and you went, is that bourbon? You kind of get the you kind of get it up front, like right behind all that roasted goodiness. You kind of get a slight bourbon right there, more on the kind of the whiskey side of it. Then you get the coffee and some chocolate, and then the back side is like a light mix of all that, but you notice more of the oakiness, the oaky part of the bourbon. Wow. Has kind of a medium plus mouthfeel to it. Not quite the bombshell like 1050 is, but right in there. The flavors aren't like there isn't like one in particular that's like super bold where you're going, wow, it just really has a really roasted malt. I mean, like for instance, the worldwide stout, that was a lot heavier hitter when it came to the roasted flavors in there. This is almost like the complexity or the little flavor roller coaster is more in effect here. It's kind of like, oh, here I am. This is the roasted. Oh, here, have a little bit of bourbon in there. And then the bourbon, you just sailed past the bourbon attraction, and now we're on to the coffee and the chocolate. And oh, hey, enjoy a little oak wood and and bourbon-esque flavor with a just a little shot of all of the above. And now enjoy that for a few seconds and then do it all over again. Okay, I will. And this one isn't as I don't know if it's really fair to say that the worldwide stout was syrupy, but that one just kind of automatically had like the brakes on. You just didn't want to have the desire to like slam this one. This one, maybe it's that initial sweetness on the worldwide stout kind of slowed you down. I'm not saying that I would want to gulp this. This is something especially because for all I know it's probably going to be the only one I'll ever have. Kind of want to savor it, but I noticed that I'm drinking it a little. On the E scale. How many of you are not sure as of right now? I give the highly acclaimed KBS from Founders a 10. Yeah, surprise. That last little, that one was really nice. The finish on that, kind of a pseudo dry coffee chocolate, and more on the oak wood side than that initial upfront bourbon. I mean, if you're looking for something that's really, really heavy on, or don't want something that's really, really heavy on the bourbon, you probably really like this, but you know, still bourbon is going to be a necessity. So yeah, it's all of a 10, that's for sure. Ooh. Damn, that's good. Thank you, Neil. That's awesome. Tomorrow, from the man, the legend, the myth, Hancock Brewer, we're going to be trying Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Barley Wine. Barley wine style ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. Now I've had the Kentucky bourbon barrel itself is very good, very buttery. The bourbon in there is noticeable but not overwhelming. It's not like you're doing a continuous 12-ounce shot, but the flavor is still there. I do know from talking to Hancock Brewer that well, I think he might have had one of those the night that we were talking, but he bought a 4-pack, sent 2 to me, saved 2 for himself. If I actually would have had one of these cold, I would have actually already have had one, but I've got both of them. So we're gonna take a look at this tomorrow, and I want to say, where is it? Alcohol percent is 10, so another big beer. So that's tomorrow. Other than that, I didn't really listen to any politics today. The downside is when I'm giving my friend Greg a hand, he's it was one thing when he wanted to listen to country music, and you know, after a couple of these, and I said, you know, choose a 40 cal in your kneecap or something other than country music. He switched to a not even classic rock. It's like the shit you'd hear in the elevator heading up to Lethal Injection kind of stuff. But it's still better than country. So yeah, I have to, you know, just be tortured by that all day long. You know, no offense, you know, if you're into country music, you know, whatever. I personally like the newer, the modern, you know, the loud stuff. You know, all the same stuff that Chuck listens to. Because he calls all the time. He's just like, Eric, if you ever get the opportunity to get some tickets for Five Finger Death Punch, that would be like the ultimate thing, to go to a Five Finger Death Punch concert with you. And I'm like, man, that would be awesome, minus you. That is what I'd like to do. See Chuck's latest video shooting a Wilson Combat? And you're right, Chuck, it does look like the end that fitted a barrel bushing on there. It looks like a howitzer. Sweet ass gun though. At least you shot that one. Out of curiosity, what is the running count on the amount of firearms that you have never actually had a round go down the barrel from your own finger? Okay guys, that's it. I got nothing else. Make a few of these more short and sweet, and not that anyone's complained. I just the politics is more of the same. The bottom line is I'm an anarchist and I want them all gone, and we need to just wipe it out, start all over, and run this country like our founding fathers would have envisioned, and be proud of where you live. But you know, when the country is run by people that aren't proud of their heritage, what do you expect? And of course our children are being taught by these losers, and our laws, I mean, I honestly believe right now the minority is running the country, because the polls are coming out, and people just don't feel and have the beliefs that these shit stains that are in office right now have. They're destroying the country. Maybe that's just my viewpoint, but they are destroying the fundamentals of our country, and that's why I do everything I can to support my own fight for the Second Amendment. Locally, I don't think he ever watches any of these. Kevin, Crucible Arms is his YouTube channel. I have seen news reports of him at our local Senate talking about our rights and our freedoms, and how they were, you know, they're God-given, and that piece of paper just reinforces what we should already have. Let alone what Howard does. You know, so many people that truly know him know what the kind of quality of the person that Howard is. I can't say enough about him. Every time I turn around and I need anything, information, you know, it's just someone to talk to. I mean, going through the shit with Christine and the thyroid cancer, Howard, been there, done that. He has had, what is it, at least 3 different kinds of cancers himself, and he just can't kill that son of a bitch. And same with his fight for our rights. So for not wanting to actually have anything else, here we are, I'm still talking. But I'm proud to call Howard my friend, and I try to get everybody I can behind him, you know, and support what he does and show the support. And you know, that's why, you know, it's like the other channel, for instance. If I can use that channel to help in the fight for the Second Amendment and to support my friends, I will. And lately I've just been so busy, I need to do more of that. You know, I've been so busy I haven't been able to keep up on who's doing what, where, and how. And some people say it's you know, it's not tasteful or whatever to send like a PM and say, hey Eric, I don't know if you noticed my last video, but I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And yeah, that's awesome, because I don't want to miss stuff like that. I want to be able to show support for my friends. Armed Civilian 556 right now, he's hang on, I don't know who this is. Eric here.
Regarding your identity theft protection. Unfortunately, your LifeLock identity theft protection is about to lapse, leaving your identity at greater risk. We're concerned about your identity and want to make sure you have LifeLock service in place. Please go online to lifelock.com and access your secure online member portal, or call 1-800-LifeLock. 1-800-5.
I'm probably not going to edit that out. LifeLock, it's like $10 a month, and they keep tabs on everything. And the reason that they're calling is because recently there was an issue. The bank sent me out a replacement debit card, because the one I had was falling apart, and that one never arrived. And just in case that someone had it, they changed my numbers, which means LifeLock tried running my old card and it was declined. So I have to go onto the portal and update my information. So if you're wondering, I think it's a great thing. They notify you of credit activity, fraudulent stuff. I've also been notified of sexual predators in my neighborhood. So, I recommend 40 cal for all of them. So, but I'm okay, guys. We'll see you tomorrow with the barley wine. And meanwhile, I'm gonna go enjoy some of this and maybe sit outside for a little while, because it is Minnesota and it's 51 degrees, and that's like payday for us. So cheers, guys. Sounds like everybody's home. Maybe we'll do something family related. You can never ever get enough of that. If I reach anybody and reach one person, I'll be proud of it. Tell your children how much you love them. Give a big hug. Cheers, guys.